Shabbat Shalom. I don't want it too close. Shabbat Shalom. Okay. Is that good, Elisa? It's not too crazy loud? Okay. It sounds okay? Okay, I don't want it right in my face or anything.
You can turn it down kind of.
Yeah, I think a little bit would be good. I hear it right. Huh? I know, because I'm all over. I'll have to jump. Here's the glue stick. Here's the scissors. Okay.
Well, hello everyone. Shabbat Shalom. I'm Rabbi Matt, and right next to me is
Miss Gail. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
We're so happy to be spending some time with you, celebrating Shabbat, celebrating time with family. So glad that you tuned in for our Tot Shabbat service. We got a wonderful book lined up, a surprise later on, and a little bit of music as well. So right in front of you, you'll find the visual tefillah, the visual prayer book. If you also have the booklet, then you can turn to page 1, and we're going to begin with the singing of a song, Hello Friends, Shalom Haverim. Shalom Haverim, Shalom Haverim, Shalom, Shalom. Lehitraot, Shalom, Shalom. Shalom, all my friends, Shalom, all my friends, Shalom, Shalom. Shalom, all my friends, Shalom, all my friends, Shalom, Shalom. Going to the next slide, you'll see the words of Hine Matov. These words are from a part of the Bible called the writing section. And Hine Matov means how good it is for all of us to celebrate Shabbat and be with each other together. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Let's welcome Shabbat by lighting the Shabbat candles and by chanting the blessing together. Page 3. Olam asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We praise you, God, for the mitzvah, the obligation to light Sabbath candles. And we're going to turn to page 4 now and sing the prayer called the Baruch, saying we are set to go. We are ready to stand up, face the ark, and sing Baruch. Blessed are you, God. Yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, hi. Baruch hu et Adonai Hamevora. Baruch hu et Adonai Hamevora. Baruch Adonai Amvora Leolam Vaed. Baruch Adonai Amvora Leolam Vaed. Yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. And below those children singing, you'll find the words to open up our eyes, see all the wonderful, beautiful things that creation gives us. Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. And we will know that you are one. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Now it's story time with me, Rabbi Matt. We've got a great story. Man, I used to read this one to my kids a lot. I remember when I first got this in the mail, one of the great books from the PJ Library. What a wonderful program. This one's called, don't look at the book, you've got it right in front of you, Bagels from Benny. Bagels from Benny. And it's actually a story that's adapted from a story from long time ago in Eastern Europe. But this is a beautiful updated version of that story. So here we go. The sun was just waking up when Benny ran downstairs to Grandpa's bakery. He always helped Grandpa before he went to school. He swept the floor, dusted the shelves. He put cookies and cakes on the counter. He put bagels and buns in the bins. Benny loved to help his grandpa. You can look at the picture right now. People bustled in and out of Grandpa's bakery all day long. Some bought bread and some bought cake. Some bought apple strudel, yum. Everyone bought bagels. Grandpa baked the best bagels in town. So crusty outside, Mrs. Silver declared. So soft inside, added Mr. Gold. You put love in your bagels, gushed Mrs. Green. Thank you so much. Grandpa handed Mrs. Green a bag full of bagels. Why thank me, he said. And who else should I thank, laughed Mrs. Green. Just then the clock struck 8. We're talking in the morning. We'll be late for work, cried Mrs. Silver. Dear me, gasped Mr. Gold. Toodaloo, sang Mrs. Green, and they scurried out the door. We had a piping hot bagel. Benny was puzzled. Why shouldn't Mrs. Green thank you? You make the bagels. Grandpa lifted Benny onto the counter. Benny, he asked, aren't bagels made with flour? Yes, said Benny. Doesn't flour come from wheat? Yes, nodded Benny. Where does wheat come from? From the earth, answered Benny. And who made the earth? God did, Benny replied. Grandpa smiled. Then thank God for the bagels. It was a good idea. Benny closed his eyes. Thank you, God, he whispered. Then he waited. Did God hear me, Grandpa? You ask difficult questions, Grandpa chuckled. God always hears you. But Benny wasn't so sure. If God had really heard him, why didn't God answer? At school that day, Benny did no work. He didn't read and he didn't write. At recess, he sat alone in the shade of a tall maple tree. What's wrong? Asked his teacher. What's wrong? Asked his friends. I'm thinking, Benny sighed. Benny was still thinking when he went to bed that night. Maybe God didn't answer because I didn't thank God properly. He yawned. Maybe there's some other way to thank God for these bagels. And Benny fell asleep. Early Friday morning, a little sunbeam danced into Benny's bedroom. It jumped onto his pillow and tickled his eyelids until they opened. Benny's eyes sparkled in the sunlight. Suddenly, he had an idea. He leaped out of bed and ran downstairs. That morning, Benny worked very hard in the bakery. Grandpa, he asked, why don't you pay me for my work? Grandpa raised his eyebrows. Pay you? How much? A big bag of bagels, replied Benny. Why bagels? Grandpa asked. It's a secret, whispered Benny. Grandpa laughed and gave Benny a huge bag full of bagels. You can see it right there. Benny took them to the synagogue. This is where people speak to God, he thought. Maybe I can thank God here. He opened the door and peeked inside. It was very dark and very still. Benny trembled. Maybe I shouldn't. It's not prayer time. But Benny took a deep breath and walked in. He tiptoed past empty wooden benches. He climbed the stairs to a big wooden cupboard, the Holy Ark. His heart pounded. He could barely breathe. Maybe I shouldn't open it. Maybe God won't like it. The Torah is inside, and it's God's special book. But Benny took a deep breath and pulled the doors open. King of the universe, he whispered, I brought you some bagels. I know you make them, but you never taste them because Grandpa sells every last one. Benny put the bag in the ark and closed the doors. Thank you for making the best bagels in town, Benny whispered. Then he ran off to school. On Saturday, Benny and Grandpa went to the synagogue. Everyone prayed and sang, but not Benny. He kept his eyes on the doors of the ark. Had God eaten the bagels? He wondered. When the ark was open and the Torah was taken out, Benny looked inside. The bagels were gone. His heart skipped and his eyes danced. I'm so glad you like them, he whispered. I'll bring you more. So week after week, Benny worked in Grandpa's bakery. Every Friday, Grandpa gave him bagels, and every Friday, Benny gave the bagels to God. Grandpa became curious. What was his grandson doing with all those bagels? One Friday, he followed Benny to the synagogue. He waited in the shadows and watched. They're still warm, just the way you like them, murmured Benny. He opened the ark and put the big bag of bagels inside. What are you doing? Grandpa bellowed. Benny spun around. Grandpa, he gasped. I'm thanking God. You're putting bagels in God's holy ark, cried Grandpa. But God likes the bagels, insisted Benny. Every week, God eats them all. Oh, Benny, Grandpa laughed. God doesn't need to eat. God doesn't have a mouth or a stomach. God doesn't even have a body. God doesn't? Benny frowned. And where do the bagels go? Grandpa looked at the ark, and then he looked at Benny. He stroked his beard and scratched his head. I don't know, he sighed. Suddenly, the front door creaked open. Grandpa put a finger to his lips and pulled Benny into the shadows. In walked a man with a tattered coat. He took the bag of bagels from the ark. Oh, Lord, I was so hungry, he sobbed. For weeks you fed me. From heaven you sent such beautiful bagels. He tucked the bag under his coat. I have good news for both of us, he said. I have found work. He wiped away his tears. Now I can feed myself, and you can stop baking bagels. The man smiled as he quickly closed the cupboard. You helped me, God. Now I promise to help others. Then he left. Benny buried his face in Grandpa's coat and wept. God didn't eat my bagels. That poor man took them. Grandpa's eyes grew wide with wonder. Benny, he asked, you wanted to thank God? Yes, Benny sniffed. Well, you did, said Grandpa. How? Benny asked. Didn't you give bagels to a hungry man? Asked Grandpa. Yes, Benny replied. Didn't he promise to help others? Yes, Benny nodded. Then you made the world a little better, said Grandpa. I did? Benny wondered. You did. Grandpa smiled. And what better thanks could God have? The end. That is a beautiful, beautiful story about kindness, which is called Gimilut Chasadim, doing wonderful, loving things for other people in your life. It could be your mom or your dad or your grandparents or friends, that each of us can make a difference, and even the smallest things that we do can be very, very positive and can brighten someone else's day. What a wonderful story. Written by Aubrey Davis and illustrated by Dusan Patricic. What a great story.
Opportunities to do good in the world.
Is that the grandpa
to do
talking?
Good in the world. Opportunities to go good. To do good in the world.
Oh.
Opportunities to do
That
good.
has a nice ring to
good
it.
in the world.
Opportunities. Let's see where that's coming from.
Opportunities to do good. Do good in the
I
world.
remember last time
Opportunities
my friend was up here. Oh,
to do good. Do good.
look who I found. Right on the other side of this. Oh, man. Rabbi Love, it's so wonderful to see you. I didn't know that you would be hanging out in that little space for the Ark. It's so great to have you come by for a visit. Welcome back to TAS, and Shabbat Shalom to you.
Thank you. It's nice to be here again. My congregation had a wonderful Simchat Torah celebration last weekend. Sure, there were less people than normal, but we were still able to dance with the Torah scrolls and wave our holiday flags.
That sounds like a great time. Here we rolled out the entire Torah too, but not a regular Torah. This one went to 11. It was an illustrated Torah with pictures highlighting the various stories found in the Israelites' lives.
What a cool idea. So how big was the Torah all rolled out?
You know, it was 105 feet long. It took a few people to set it up, and it went all the way from the piano to the back, way back corner of the sanctuary. My favorite pictures were right from the beginning, from the book of Genesis.
This week's Torah portion, yes. My favorite story is also from Genesis. It's when Abraham and Sarah welcomed the 3 guests into their tent in the desert. But there were no ordinary guests. They shared the message that Sarah, at 90 years young, would have a child.
What? At 90? No way.
Yes, way. In fact, Sarah was so taken aback, she laughed when she heard it. It's why her son, who was born less than a year later, was called Isaac or Yitzchak in Hebrew, because it means laughter.
And what a beautiful message that story shared, fulfilling the Jewish value of gimilut hasadim, loving kindness and welcoming guests. It's always good to share what you have with others.
Speaking of kindness and good deeds, what do you think about singing our new song to the nice folks tuning in at home?
Oh, let's do it. Yesterday, I saw some guests arrive straight ahead in front of me. You never really know when a chance to do good shows. Well, yesterday, I was at home. A time to help with chores and find shalom. I never really knew the good things I could do. Let's send a message to the people.
Send a message.
Trust in the goodness of your heart. Make a difference. Oh yeah. Waiting for love to set me free. Feels so good, so good. Feels so nice when kindness goes around. I feel good, so good. And it feels so nice when kindness goes around. It feels so good, so good. And it feels so nice when kindness comes around. I feel good, so good. Feels so nice when kindness goes around. I feel good.
By the way, do you think they know who wrote the music for this song?
I'm not so sure. I would be seriously impressed if you did. But for those of you who are wondering, it's a Van Halen song called Feels So Good. Such a great band.
So true. They are so good. You know, their lead guitarist, Eddie Van Halen, practically reinvented the electric guitar.
And he was also playing piano on that one. And the way that he shared joy with his music was truly an act of gimilut chasadim, music with loving kindness.
All of us can do good in the world by welcoming guests, being kind to our family, and caring for animals. These and more are all acts of kindness and love.
Well, what a great lesson. Thanks for sharing it with us. As always, it was such a pleasure having you visit us here at Ahavat Shalom and sharing this lower bima with you. See you later, Rabbi Love. Shabbat Shalom. Until next time.
Likewise.
What a fun visit from Rabbi Love. That guy can sing. He's got some pipes, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yes, he does.
So, one of the things that's a wonderful, wonderful ritual is blessing children. And parents can do this to their child or children. Grandparents as well, even aunts and uncles who are there, can bless the younger children. And Gail was telling me she's got a nice tune for these words right at the top. There's a sun on the left and a moon on the right. And let's hear it.
May God bless you and keep you every moment, every day. May God smile at you and fill your heart in every way. May God help you find the goodness in everything you do. May you be blessed with peace and love.
What a sweet song. I love that. And I'll just add the Hebrew for the three-part blessing. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. And you can place your hand on your child's head or on their shoulders. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'huneka. And the final blessing. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. We've made this Shabbat so special with prayer, a nice story, a visit from Rabbi Love, and great song. And now we're going to make it special with our grape juice and challah blessings, the kiddush and the motzi. First, for the fruit of the vine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Thank you, God, for creating grapes.
L'chaim.
Now, underneath that challah cover we have a bagel, of course. I mean, I knew that. And it makes total sense, doesn't it? When I first saw it, I'm like, and there's a bagel because we did an entire story about bagels from Benny. I like that. I like that. We'll do the motzi, which is right below. Ha-motzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ha-motzi lechem min haaretz. And in Hebrew you say, good appetite, B'tei avon. May you have good taste, good taste. And our thank you for taking bread, cooking bread, all the different parts that God does and human beings help out with. We're going to close with Bim Bam, Shabbat Shalom. Those are the words.
Get your bim bombs ready out there in your houses, your bims and your bombs.
Bim Bam, Bim, Bim, Bim Bam, Bim, 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 Jiri, Biri, Biri, Bim, Bam, Bim, 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 Bam, Bim, 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 Bam. Shabbat Shalom, hey! Shabbat Shalom, hey! Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, hey! Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So glad that you can join us for Tot Shabbat. And now, Gail is going to share a wonderful craft that you can do at home.
I am. Just a little bite of the bagel. Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Well, I thought about the very special book that was presented tonight, and tzedakah is a form of acts of loving kindness, or an acts of loving kindness is a form of tzedakah. So they kind of go hand in hand. Tzedakah, we think about, is money that we earn by doing some good deeds, by helping around the house, by making your bed, by sharing your toys, by maybe helping walk the dog, or taking care of your pets, feeding your fish, and being kind to people. So I thought of a really great craft tonight to kind of go along with the acts of loving kindness theme in Bagels from Benny is a tzedakah box. And things that you would either have lying around the house or maybe just take a trip when you go to the grocery store. So what I used was, I made a big one here, a big tzedakah box. And what I used for this was a box of matzah mayo. And the greatest thing about using a tin, a rounded tin, a canister of matzah mayo is that you can make delicious matzah balls too. So with some chicken soup, and maybe make it for Shabbat one evening. So this is a can, and you can use whatever's in it. So I emptied the can, and what I did was I took, and on this one too, this is another box of matzah mayo, okay? Hello? Okay. Oh, this is terrific. Okay, everybody. So what I did was I took a can of matzah mayo, I emptied it out, clean it out a little bit, dust it out, make sure it's all dry. And then what we did was we took a piece of white paper. I cut it down. It could be a piece of like a thick paper. It could be construction paper, anything you have in the house. And what we did was we took the can and we laid it flat on the table from the top. We took the cover off first, but this would have been empty, okay? So we took the cover off, and then what we did was we made a little line here to where we think it is the whole size of the can. And then either with a ruler, you can measure it. I don't have a ruler right now, but I'm gonna use it just by my eyes. I'm going to cut off the bottom of the paper, and it now creates pretty much the size of the can to wrap around. So I have a pre-cut one here. So what we did on this one, we took the white piece of paper, and families, brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, moms could totally help, because this does sometimes need more than two little yadim. Okay, and I taped the side of it. And you would take a little bit more time than I'm doing right now, but this can give you the idea. So I taped it all around the can. And then but before you want to do that, you can color it. You can put stickers on it. So what I'm going to do on this one, we wrote tzedakah. Tzedakah is a commandment from God. It is to either give money you've earned, that you worked hard to earn, each week. So on each Shabbat, every Shabbat table should have a tzedakah box. And this could be your own family tzedakah box on every Shabbat, on every Friday night. And you put your little coins in. You could hear the coins going in. It's a metal can, so it makes noise. Maybe $1 bill that you've earned. And each week the family puts in their tzedakah that they've earned, that they did something good that week, and each week you count it and collect it. And some maybe after a few weeks, maybe you have enough money to go buy a bag of dog food for the shelter. Maybe you can go to the supermarket and see if they're collecting food. There's so many ways. Or maybe if you know somebody that just needs some extra clothes, you can go buy that. So you collect your tzedakah each week and you shake it around. So what we did was before we put it on, but I could practice that, tzedakah. It's spelled tzedakah. Can you say it out there? It's like a snake. Make the sound of a snake. Tzedakah. It is T. What do you think the next letter is? S? Not S, but you're close. Z, E, D, A, K, A, H. So let's repeat it again. Tzedakah. T, Z, E, D, A, K, A, H. Very good. You know your letters. So now tzedakah. So on this one, I had help today, and you know, when you help somebody, that makes the person feel important and special. But you know what also it does for the person who's helping the person who needs help? It makes that person feel really good inside too. So tzedakah doesn't only make the person that is receiving the help feel good, but it makes the person who's doing the tzedakah feel good. And we have a new religious school secretary, administrative, and I needed some help today. I had a very busy day, and I needed some help. And she jumped up and she says, "What can I do for you?" And just those few words made me feel so good inside and so thankful and grateful. And she's very creative too, very creative. And she went on, and then she created these tzedakah boxes for tonight's craft. So I am very thankful and very grateful that she stepped up and wanted to help without being asked. So she used this can, which was the matzah meal, but you know what also is a great thing? You can have a mini tzedakah box. This is a box of Maxwell House instant coffee. So we cleaned it out, and on this one we pre-cut a piece of blue construction paper. She wrote in a white crayon tzedakah, a couple of Star of Davids, some stickers you can place on it. I have some Jewish stickers here at Temple, so if anybody would like, I have so many here. Call the Temple. They'll find me. They know where to find me, and I know some of you out there know where to find me. But find me, and I have so many Jewish stickers that I would love to give to you so you can decorate at home and decorate a tzedakah box. But I also found these beautiful hearts and flowers with smiley faces and the Israeli flag. So I have lots of stickers here. This one we used letters that were foam letters. They're pom-poms. Anything you have lying around the house, and of course some gems, make it look very pretty and sparkly at night on your Shabbat table. So on this one, she wrapped it around, and then we had some ribbon, and that we wrapped the ribbon around, just some ribbon from like the dollar store, or I bought this at Walmart. They have a wonderful selection. We wrapped it around, and with a little Elmer's washable glue, we glued it to the bottom. You might need a glue stick at home, maybe some crayons. I did use Scotch tape, so things you have all around the house. Another little can of tzedakah would be a can of the Teddy Grahams or cookies. A little hint here. You want to try to find a container that has a plain or somewhat clear top so that when you take it off, you can kind of see in to what's inside your tzedakah box. So on this one, I also found lots of letters. So I'm going to, let's take, where's that white piece of paper? Here it is. We're going to take this blue piece of paper, and I am going to take, let's see. Oh, I had the white. Oh, the white was on the can. Thanks for reminding me. The white was on the can, taped already. So I'm going to now do it on the can. So what letter did we say it starts with? What letter? A T, right? So let me find my T. I'm going to take a blue T, if I can get these off. T. Okay. What comes next? What comes next? Z. T. Z. Tzedakah. T. Z. And what's next? E. Okay. Sedaka, like dog. D. I need my D. Where's my D? Here's my D. I'm going to take an orange D. And it's a long word. Se-da-ah. What's that? A sound. Oh, here's a very pretty green A. I'm going to take se-da-ka. So now I need a K. You're right. A K. Thank you. You're right. We need a K. And now we need sedaka. Another first letter of the alphabet. A. That's correct. An A. And then one more. Sedaka. That kind of sound. So we need an H. And I'm going to take this pretty red. Oh, that one tore. I'm sorry. So we have to be very careful. But again, you'll have a little bit more time at home to practice doing this. And I'm going to take it very gently, these stickers. Sedaka. So just like that, we taped on the cover. We wrote sedaka. And then if you want to take this string, I'll show you how to do that. We can put a little glue on the string. Okay, just like that. So I pre-cut the string, the length of the jar. And I think I'm going to put it on the top part this time. Perfect. Look how pretty that is. Now I'm going to take the blue string. I'm going to make it really colorful, this sedaka box, sedaka tin. And I'm just putting a strip of Elmer's glue, and I'm going to now put it on carefully on the bottom. Look at that. And you can do the same thing with your coffee canister. This is a yogurt container, okay? And this is a coffee container. So all these containers really work really well for your sedaka. Now on top of this, I am going to take these really pretty flowers, but look what's in these flowers. They have smiley faces. I'm going to take one over here, and then I'm going to take, look at these beautiful hearts. I'm going to take a green one, and let's see how that looks over the green. And then I have some Shabbat stickers here, some Star of Davids, and we can take some stickers and put a few stickers on. And you could just decorate this as much as you want. And then here is the cover. And you can even take who does pom-poms? I just love pom-poms. They're fun to decorate with. You can put a pom-pom on the top, and you can even throw in on the sedaka box some gems, and you can use your magic markers to write sedaka or stickers. You can draw rainbows and flowers or anything that makes you happy. But money, it's not just the money that you earn to put in sedaka. I have these little strips of paper here. We're actually introducing this in the coming weeks to our religious school here at Temple Ahavat Shalom. You can also put your coins you've earned, but I'm also going to write something down so you can put your coins or whatever you earn in your sedaka to help someone in need, to help not just someone in need, animals or the earth. Taking care of our earth and keeping it clean and beautiful is a huge act of gemilut chasadim, acts of loving kindness. So I'm going to write down that I cleaned the dishes this week. Cleaned the dirty dishes. And I'm going to take that act of loving kindness, gemilut chasadim, a physical act of sedaka, and put it where? You're right, into my sedaka box. And at the end of the week, on Shabbat, the whole family will all get together over a delicious Shabbat dinner made with matzah ball soup. And we're going to see how much we've earned doing good deeds, hard work, and feeling really happy. We've helped people in need and made us feel good too. But we're also going to take out these notes, that things we did good that week, sharing your toys, being kind to someone you might not even know, being kind to your teachers, your family, your friends, just helping any way you can and being a good person. And all of those papers are going to go in my tzedakah box, and each week we will start a new one, all fresh and new. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tzedakah craft. It was made us very happy to create this tonight, to create this Tot Shabbat. We love coming into your homes. We hope you all stay safe and well. If you have any questions, we're here for you at Temple Ahavat Shalom, always. Please feel free to call me. I'm Gail Maller, Mrs. Gail, and I can answer any questions you have, help you find some Jewish stickers or anything else that you have in mind. We're happy here at Temple Ahavat Shalom to help you in any way you need. I'm really happy I was able to share this very special time with you, and I can't wait to share another special time with you real soon. Shabbat Shalom. Was that good?